Plants vs Zombies, a hit tower defense game, is a game where you're put against zombies that try to eat your plants to get to your brain. The game is about you, stuck in your house while zombies try to get to your brains, and you go through multiple stages battling through zombies to come out alive. Today, instead of a peaceful Plants vs Zombies gaming video, we are going to make this intense. We are going to become Avatar Aang and master all the elements at our disposal. These elements include fire, ice, water, and air. The plants we have to use must fit these elements or use these elements, or else we can't use them. The rules are that we can play conveyor belts normally, we can only use elemental plants. We can use sun producing plants because unlike Plants vs Zombies 2, we get 25 sun out of the sky, and the earliest elemental plant, which is the ice pea, costs 175, which makes it pretty much impossible to play. The last rule is that we can have one puff shroom in every lane for the night levels, because otherwise once again this challenge is unbeatable. Why would I be doing this challenge? Well, after I proved my friend wrong who thought I couldn't do this challenge in Plants vs Zombies 2, he challenged me to do it in Plants vs Zombies 1. How I beat like Plants vs Zombies 2 with only elemental plants. Do you think I could do the original game with elementals?
I saw that, yeah, but honestly, in my opinion, I don't think you can beat the original game.
Alright, bet, that's a challenge. So it is my job to once again prove him and maybe some of you guys wrong. We started off the game in the daytime part, which is the easiest part of the game, which only involves basic Joe Schmo zombies and doesn't require crazy thinking yet. I started the first few levels without elemental plants, so I just played those levels normal. Day 1 was an easy tutorial of the game. Day 2 was the introduction of the sunflower, which is a plant that gives you sun, for people who don't know, which can be used to plant our plants. Day 3 was me using sunflowers and pea shooters to abuse all the incoming zombies. Day 4, we finally have 5 lanes now, but the level is still pretty basic, and we use the sun from our sunflower factory over here to produce a ton of pea shooters to bully the zombies. Day 5 was a fun conveyor bowling level, where I used walnuts to knock down zombies like bowling pins. I quite enjoyed this level and I was just having fun playing the game. Day 6 is the last day before the real challenge begins, so I did my normal zombie bullying strat for this level, and now it's time I introduce you to the first elemental plant and the one I'll be prioritizing for the rest of this video, which is the snow pea. This plant is a pea shooter, except when the peas hit a zombie, it slows them down drastically, which is a very strong plant even with the ridiculous cost of 175 sun. On day 7 I had to quickly learn to put down tons of sunflowers so I could get my snow pea out, which is quite a struggle at the start, because the snow pea costs 175 sun and sunflowers and the game only drops like 25 sun from the sky, so it starts out very slow, but once I start getting the ice peas out, the whole game will become much easier. This zombie was coming for me at the start and it looked like trouble, but thankfully I managed to get a snow pea out just in time and stop it in its tracks. From then on, one snow pea turned into 2, which turned into 1 snow pea in every lane. The cool thing about the snow pea is it makes fast zombies like the pole vaulter zombie very slow, which makes playing the game much less worrying. Something about playing this game like this is that I had to place tons of sunflowers so that I could actually place snow peas, because otherwise there was no way I'd be able to get enough snow peas out to survive. The good thing was, even against strong zombies like the conehead in this level, the snow peas just annihilated them. Eventually, I stuck with 15 sunflowers and just tried spamming snow peas, and this strategy worked quite well. And even though the zombies put up a fight, it didn't matter, because my snow pea power was infinitely stronger than that. This level gave me an idea of how to use snow peas, as having tons of snow peas makes you pretty much the god of ice at that point. After defeating day 7, it was time to move on to day 8. On day 8, it was once again a pretty slow start for me, as the snow peas do take a while to come out. As you can see throughout this level and the last level, I was placing sunflowers in front and behind the snow peas, and I did that because the snow peas are the real damage dealers, and those are the plants I don't want to lose. The sunflowers, on the other hand, can be sacrificed for the greater good. Jesus, sound like Thanos. Over time, my ice power exponentially grew once again, and the zombies were getting non-stop frozen. In this level, they introduced the buckethead zombie, which is a far more resistant zombie, but thanks to my snow peas, the bucketheads didn't get very far, and we ended up killing them. The sunflowers I had in the endgame were enough to support non-stop snow pea production, which is perfect and they had no way to stop it. These levels are very tough at the start, but if you power through, the snow peas definitely are worth it. And as the final phase came at me, they had no way to stop this power, and I defeated day 8. Moving on to day 9, I once again started the level with my sunflower opening, which is where I place tons of sunflowers and pray I have enough sun to place snow peas before the zombies eat my brains. Of course though, the production of sun ramps up quite quickly and we end up being just fine. This level ended up being a cruise just like the ones before. The first big wave of zombies was quite simple even though they had bucket heads and we ended up cleaning them up. Then the final wave came in to try to take me out, but at that point I had snow peas all over the stage and I felt way too powerful for this game, which led to me taking out day 9. Making it to day 10, which is the final day for the daytime part of this video, I made sure to remember this level as the last simple level before times became complicated. This level was a conveyor belt level and it was quite fun indeed, and it's honestly nice to just have some chill levels in a game like this. After absolutely dominating the whole garden, which you could see as I literally placed plants on every single tile, I beat day 10, which leads us onto the next part of the game, which is nighttime. Now, daytime is the basic standard Plants vs Zombies we played before, but now we made it onto nighttime, which brings a whole new element to the game. Instead of simply having sun fall from the sky, since it's nighttime, sun doesn't fall from the sky anymore, so I needed to find a way to navigate around this, especially since my only elemental plant costs 175 sun. So losing out on the sun that falls from the sky is very bad for me. On night 1, I was introduced to the puff shroom, which is very useful as it costs 0 sun, and this would be very nice, but I actually can't use them since they're not an elemental plant. Another thing introduced is the newspaper zombie, which is a zombie that reads a newspaper.
Well, duh.
But when you break his newspaper, he gets really mad and becomes insanely strong and fast. I tried this level multiple times without the puff shroom, but I just realized it's just unfortunately not possible without using them, which is why the rule of we can have 1 puff shroom per lane exists in the first place. Using the puff shroom, I managed to beat this level on the first try, as I could actually defend myself now. In night 2, I unlocked a new sun producer, which is the sun shroom, that costs a cheap amount of 25 sun, which starts with giving you small amounts of sun, but evolves and gives you more amounts of sun as the level continues. Even though I used the puff shrooms and the sun shrooms, I had a few close calls with some of the zombies getting way too close for comfort. Even though I had some scary encounters, I eventually adapted to the situation and took over the map and beat night 2. In night 3, I was introduced to the screen door zombie, which holds a screen door as a shield, which is already bad, but he also can't be slowed down when he has a screen door in front of him. In this level, I started out by mixing up my sun shrooms with sunflowers so I could get optimal sun fast and also create tons of sun later too. My first encounter with the screen door zombie was a bit rough as he took all of my shots and only got stopped due to my lawnmower. That was quite rough, but we managed to clutch this level out for the rest of the time, making our way to night 4. On night 4, I set up tons of sun shrooms and snow peas, and we managed to hold our own for the whole level. The screen door zombies were annoying, but I figured out that pure snow pea firepower should beat the screen door zombie, and I was correct, and we managed to make our way out of that and move on to night 5. On night 5, this was a fun whack-a-mole game mode, except instead of moles, it was zombies, and I honestly used this as a chance to do some aim training with the zombies. I found this one quite fun, and the zombies didn't have a chance to get past me. After having quite a fun time here, I managed to beat night 5. I'm gonna leave it here for now, probably because I don't want to fight that rugby zombie in night 6, but that's for another video. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like if you want another part, but regardless, thanks for watching this and have a good one.